Welcome, my name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today, and we are on our second card for this week's stamp set of the week, Petals of Beauty. It is this beautiful 10 image stamp set. There is no sentiments, they are all images. It's an online stamp set and dies, so if you haven't seen it in the book, this is why. It is online, so pop over there. If not, there will be a link to supplies in my YouTube channel. Okay, so this is the card we're going to create today, and we're going to be using the dies that come with it. So these are called Petals of Beauty Dies. It's quite simple, really. What I've done is they come on this backing card. I've literally drawn around all of the images so that once I've taken them away, I know exactly where to put them, and I'm not running around like a headless chicken trying to get them all onto the same page. Also, if they're not there, you know something's missing. So that's always a bonus. Right, so if you saw the card on Monday, we did try to find it, there we go. We did a stamped version of this very card. But today we are going to do the stepped up version using the dies. So let's bring in our supplies. I have got, cloud cover. This measures 8 inches by 5 3/4. I have a piece of designer series paper. Now this is the in colours for 25-26. It measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, and so does this piece of white cardstock. This, however, does not. This measures, I need to just double check on it, but it measures 3 inches by 5. Okay, so that'll go on to there. And I have this strip, which I cut off the bottom. It is 1/2 inch by 3 3/4 inch, and it can go on to there. Okay, so first of all, what I want to do is bring in my stamps, first of all. Now, in true fashion, I've managed to leave my sentiments, so bear with me for a second while I grab that. I'm going to use these two. It's best use whatever's in your supplies for whatever sentiment. This card would work. So for the design would work for many things. You could have happy anniversary, as well as happy birthday, as well as just a note, really. Okay, so I'm going to pop my happy up there and my birthday along there. Make sure I've got my... Yep, pick it up with my block, and I'm going to stamp that in Secret C. Just throwing everything away. So, right, so I'm going to bring in my Secret C. That is going to go onto here. I'm going to go straight down and straight up. I am going to put that aside, and then I'm going to bring in this. So this is the inside of the card. I'm going to use Melon Mambo, and I'm going to use the corresponding cardstock to go with it. So there will be a Melon Mambo flower base. I'm going to step that off. And step that up to there. Bear with me for a second. There we go. There's Melon Mambo. Then I have got Blackberry Bliss. Okay, again, you're looking for this pointed edge here, and it will match up with that. There we go. And then I've got a middle center. Now the only difference I'm going to do, so it's Blackberry Bliss is there. The only difference is on the flower, I'm actually going to put Gorgeous Grape, no, Highland Heather, but I'm actually going to stamp the colour in here in Secret Sea. There we go. And then you've got, oh no, let's keep hold of that for a second. You have got the leaf, and I have gone for this one, which is the one that we used on Monday. And I'm just going to add it to there. So this can now go into my inside of my card. Now, the options are leave it like that or add the paper. I think on this occasion I'm going to add the paper. So let's find my, there it is, Stamp and Seal. There we go. And that will now just go straight across the bottom of my card. So that's my inside sorted. And my outside sorted stamp-wise. Oh, I've managed to get a bit of black on there. We'll sort that out in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to fold this in half. For those of you who wish to, score it at the 4-inch mark. I'm going to use my bone folder. Then I'm going to stick my designer series paper onto here. There we go. Now, normally I would, excuse me, stick a piece of bling onto there, but it's in the inside, so you can't really do that. So the thing to do is just to add a bit of your flower that would step over that bit. So we just, there we go. So we've covered that up quite nicely with a bit of flour. Incorporated it, shall we say. This can now go inside. Okay. 9 times out of 10, there is a way to take advantage of a creative opportunity, shall we say, or in other words, a mistake. But we don't make mistakes, we only have creative opportunities. Okay, so we're going to pop this down flat. So again, I'm going to use my Stamp and Seal. Pop that over the middle. And then I'm going to create this flower in the 3D form. So let's have a look what we've got. There we go. So I'm going to glue this onto the top of there, but I'm literally only going to use the middle section. I'm not going to worry about trying to fight my way around. Now this does not fit 100%, so don't expect it to. It's up to you. It's how you add your outline. This one I've just put it more off the center as normal, and I'm going to do the same again with this. Just going to add a dot glue, then my middle can go on the top. There we go. And then we've got a choice. I'm actually going to have my flower there, and then flower there. But before I do that, I'm going to put dimensionals on the middle of this. She leans across. There we go. So I'm going to put 2 dimensionals in the middle, one there and one there. And then I'm going to pop my flower down, and then my leaves will pop in behind. So with a bit of glue, so I'm just going to, on the stem, going to add a bit of glue, so that will come down here. There we go. And then this tiny green piece, this tiny blue piece. I don't want to put too much glue. I'm just trying to spread it now because I've There we go. I'm just going to slide that up there, and then we'll just hold it down for the leaf. Now the next thing to do would be to add our beautiful antique pearls. Oops, she says throwing them around. I'm going to, let's have a look. Put one in the middle. Yep, I'm liking that. And then I'm going to dot some around the outside. So let's have one up here. Let's have one here. And then maybe one here. Yeah, here, here, here. There we go. Right, so there is another quick and easy card, stepped up version from Monday. Let's bring Mondays in so you can see. Put those all along the side. So as you can see, by using the dies, you can turn a simple card into a wow card by stepping it up using the dies. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. I will be back on Friday with a funky fold. Now, I haven't done this one before. Nope, I haven't. Just thinking then. So it's a new one for me. So do join me on Friday and see what we get up to. Thanks ever so much. Take care. Bye.